Our mission is to give our competitors the tools to fulfill their max potential by sharing our conversations here from the masters of the craft.
Welcome back to Coach's Journal. We got a special guest with us today.
Look at that.
We got a special guest with us today, Trey Kirk. I think every wrestler, coach, fan needs to hear, but probably hasn't, thought about it enough. But, we're sitting here with Trey Kirk. He's a high school wrestling official here in Colorado. We're going to kind of pull back the curtain a little bit on what it actually means to referee this sport and kind of give us a deep dive on your thoughts, your personal experiences, but also, what it takes and talk about the pressures of decision-making, tight matches.
Controversy calls.
Yeah. And, just kind of give us a little perspective. So, looking forward to having you here. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me here, guys. Pretty cool stuff what you guys are doing here.
Thanks. Yeah, you're our first guest.
You're our first one?
Hell yeah.
Love to be it.
Number one.
Be it. Right?
Number one.
It's good that your first guest is the referee.
Yeah, we're trying to mend relationships here.
Right.
As high school coaches. We aren't claiming to be the best. We're only trying to become better every damn day. This is the Coach's Journal.
Well, we'll just get right into it.
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah. Trey, again, welcome. Like we said, we prefaced in the beginning, we're excited to bring you on to get your perspective as an official. And I just kind of want to start out here. What got you into officiating wrestling in the first place? Kind of tell us a little bit about your background and where you came from and kind of where that led to where you're at now as an official.
Well, I guess it's just really wrestling as a sport. It's just crazy to be a coach. I mean, you guys give up so much of your time, and I don't really have the time to give up what is expected as a head coach. So, reffing is definitely the next best option. So, and then also on top of that, I was being a coach for football, and then being a referee for wrestling, and I just kind of like that dynamic. It's really cool. And even as a coach for football, you don't even have to give that much time. So that kind of just led me into being a referee, and I'm a poli-sci major, so I kind of just love politics and just like rules and holding people to that. I've been part of debate teams too, and just following their rules and learning how to go through that process, and wrestling's no different. A process, a stage, what we do here, and it's just awesome. Love it.
Right?
So what part of the sport of wrestling made you want to, what part of wrestling made you want to stay with the sport, even if it was just as a ref? Not saying it's, but like...
Yeah, just like the community and just, I think moving forward and just like getting better at your craft is also awesome. I guess I was talking to Steven too about it. As you go through, as you start as a ref, it's almost like you start brand new again, right? They give you a bunch of JV matches. Your first year, they don't even give you a varsity match until maybe the end. And then you get your first varsity duel. And then your second year, they'll start picking you up, give you more varsity tournaments. I've only done it in Colorado for 3 years, and now in the third year, that's when I finally got to go to regionals. So it's almost like the same process when you started as a young wrestler. You got to do some 9-10 stuff, and then maybe you made a JV, and then finally your junior year, senior year, you make it to varsity, and then you get that chance to make it to state. So I've still yet to go to state, so it's kind of like the progression, and that kind of was surprising to me too, like how difficult it is and the selection process, and they really do have the best refs.
Still got to climb a ladder.
Yep, and they have the best refs at state, which is really impressive how they go through it all. It's not just anybody. You can't just sign up and go. You gotta pay your dues. So, And that's what's really cool. So now I'm actually kind of creating a career out of it, creating something more than just a side job.
It's funny you actually say that, because that brings me right to my one of my next questions was, what was the moment you realized that this wasn't just a side thing?
Yeah, the first year when I didn't make it to state, or even get a regional, I was like, wow, I didn't even get a regional. It's supposed to pick 95 refs to do regions, not one of them.
You were in the top 100, huh?
Not even the top 100.
Wow.
Brutal. Second year, same thing. But then they did call me for a fill-in, so I was in the top 95, but I was maybe 96? The top 100. Yeah. 96, 97.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
You moved up.
I did. So that's when I was like,
finally cracking the top 100 list, dude.
I did. And I was like, oh, okay. This is serious.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to go to state, no problem.
Right.
No.
You got to put it in that work.
You got to put in the work, and then you got to stay consistent. There was a referee that literally did state 3 years in a row, and then didn't get to go back for 8 years, and then came back this year.
Dude, I will say that is nice. It's comforting to know that there's or I hope that the reason they're doing that is for quality of refereeing, right? Quality of officiating, right? You might know a little more if that's truly the case, but it's nice to know, okay, hey, look, we only want this quality caliber of official officiating the state tournament, because these are big matches for these kids.
Huge.
And so who knows what happened in that referee's case of who didn't get to come back.
I think that just came down to a little bit of politics too, because the biggest thing that we try to do as refs and the whole CWOA is just we gotta call every situation the same. So if you're not calling the situation the same, you're being stubborn, then they're probably not going to take you. And it's kind of brutal because maybe he's not honestly wrong on how he did it. They just don't like how he's performing, or because a lot of times, for example, there's this one ref that doesn't really get down to the floor when he's counting back points. He'll count points on a knee, right? And the head ref's like, I want you to get all the way down there. I want you to actually see what's going down there,
I think I'd agree with that too.
Exactly, and I agree with it too. Get down there, get to the best position that you can get into, and it's not on your knees.
Right.
But at the same time, he could argue that he can see it.
Right.
I'm on my knees. I can see that it's a solid tilt, giving back points. I don't have to get all the way down, because then in his defense, he's like, every time I get all the way down, then they're right back up. So if I'm on my knees, I can then control the match even better, because now I can get up faster. Head ref is just like, all right, whatever.
And when you
not
say
getting selected,
head ref, is this the head ref of that tournament?
That tournament,
okay.
Yeah. But he's still part of the committee.
Okay.
For CWOA.
Okay. I was gonna ask you're talking about how if the ref calls it different, or they try to want every ref to call the same situation the same, right? How do they hold that standard? How do they, hold that accountability with all of the tournaments and duels going on and
conversations? Yeah, just conversations. Keep talking.
Is there a weekly review or something?
Yep, weekly reviews, and there's 2 meetings you have to go to in person, and we talk about stuff there.
Okay.
2 meetings per season?
Yep. Okay. That you have to go to
during the season,
and then weekly updates as well.
What's the weekly update look like?
Just different calls and situations and scenarios.
Is it like a one-on-one with your?
No, it's just an email.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then how they called it, how it should have been called.
General newsletter of the week.
Yeah. So we can just still stay more consistent. But honestly, I feel like what really is breaking it down too, and I think what would help for the entire wrestling community, is one of the questions too that we have here, and I'm just going to jump to it because it bothers me, is for us to call the same matches, we need to call it across the board for even JV. And a lot of times we do take it light on JV matches, 9-10 matches, we take it light. We're not going to hit you for stalling as brutal.
Right.
But then you get to state and they're hitting you for stalling like it's nobody's business. Like if you give me any reaction that you're not improving your wrestling, stalling. One. I'll hit you in 10 seconds. And that's just and I think That's a little brutal. That match specifically, I couldn't tell you pinpoint, but that's what I saw. And I think we do need to have a little bit of understanding of maybe we really do count things out loud so we can give them more of a chance before they get stalling calls. And I think that would help for refs too. And then you can go up to the coach, hey, we all heard it. I counted to the 10 seconds, and he did nothing. I gave him a potentially time to do something. He didn't do it. I can hit him for stalling.
Like the 5-second count in college.
Right.
Exactly. On a leg. Exactly. We need to do stuff more like that. That way it's just like you guys as coaches are like, you got 5 seconds to do something, and you didn't do anything. Literally gave you an extra warning before the actual warning.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And then to just bring that down to JV. So that way now JV kids are learning about stalling early and how detrimental it can be to your match.
Right.
Rather than learning it at state.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough because you have those JV guys who are just learning the sport.
Right.
And if a ref, that confidence building of if they lose because of a stall call that
Right. But
should have been called because he was stalling, but it's his second match of the season or of his career. And
tough. But then he never will let that happen again.
For sure.
But I think the cool thing about JV kids, and even in state, and this is where I'll give the benefit of the doubt to referees too, is like JV kids really are giving it their all. Like they're running around.
Yeah, they're trying.
They're putting themselves in danger. They're making mistakes. Where you get to high school.
Half the time, they don't even know where they're at in the match.
Exactly. And then high school wrestlers, they know exactly where they're at in the match. All they got to do is stall.
Yeah,
Right.
varsity. Yeah,
And
when
then
you get
use
to
it.
the varsity level and that higher end, then you know how a match progresses. You know where it's at. Now you're playing strategy. Where it's in the JV scenarios, they're just trying to survive.
Exactly.
You know.
So it's a little bit nicer, but I feel like, and I want to talk to my head ref about that. Like, let's just be a little bit more aggressive with JV. Let's keep it consistent across the board. And I feel like it's not like we're going to be mean to JV kids because we don't have to. They wrestle the way they wrestle. We just need to keep the consistency the same then.
From
Not
coach's,
take it light.
Yeah, from a coach's standpoint, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Right, exactly.
We teach that in the room, and when we're running a practice, we're running it really tailored for the varsity guy anyway. So JV's getting that exposure.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason why we would expect they could get away with stalling or
Locked hands. Or
whatever.
Right.
Whatever it would cost. So
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with that at all.
Yeah.
Start a petition.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Next meeting.
I mean, honestly,
In
November.
November.
Heard, just say, hey, I want to bring this
And
up.
they'll honestly, I feel like they'll be like, why are you not calling stalling? What are you doing? Who told you to be nice? I'm like, okay. There was this one ref that I swear he said that. So
Was he a head ref?
yeah.
That's where the politics get involved. Like, do you call that head ref out and say, this guy told me to do this?
Yeah, exactly.
That, especially if he has a vote on who goes to state.
Right.
Or however they decide that.
9 guys, man.
9 guys decide it?
Decide who 36 gonna go.
Wow.
Yeah.
At least the coaches get a vote for regional refs.
Yeah, that's cool. Which honestly, more coaches need to make sure they vote
Yeah.
because we still don't have enough coaches vote.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. But then it's also weird because I didn't ref anybody really in 4A, and I got to go to a regional in 4A. So
They saw you.
who voted for
we
me?
want Trey Kirk.
I mean, maybe one of our buddies who's coaching for a school, maybe he voted, but I don't think he did. I talked to him.
I don't see him.
Yeah, I
voting.
mean, like, wait, we vote for coaches? Yeah, man, come on. Vote for refs.
I kind of want to get a little bit of like some inside mentality, all right? So, you're in a position where often people think you're wrong, whether it's the athletes, coaches, fans, whatever. How do you kind of handle that? Going in mid-match, just kind of what's some.
Well, the
some
first
hard
thing
things
I always
there.
tell me is I'm the only one here that's not biased. Right? I am the neutral point. I'm the fixed point and I'm the last call. So, with that being said, someone's not going to be happy. Someone will be happy. And then on the other side, someone's not going to be happy. So, kind of just throw that away. Take those emotions, toss it out the window. And then later on, you call your buddy and talk to him for like an hour. see if you actually made the right call.
We have gotten those phone calls from you.
Yep. And then you just play it back in your head, and it does weigh on you. One of the questions, like, does it weigh on you? 100%. 100%. And I think that's the craziest part about being a ref, too, is, like, coaches just feel like one or the other emotions full fat. My wrestler won? Heck yeah. My wrestler lost? Heck yeah. I'm feeling both at the same time. I watch one wrestler go over there and get a hug from his ref, and after the other one freaking take off his headgear and walk away and just in tears. Feel them both.
Mm.
So,
and then there's another match coming.
And then here we go again. So, like I said, we talk about it too as referees. Short memory.
Yeah.
You gotta have a short memory when it comes to that stuff.
Not too short, though.
No, short memory when it comes to the emotions of the match.
For sure. Yeah.
Not short memory when it comes to logistics.
Right.
Remember what happened, get better. And it really does. It's crazy. Like, habits and just experience and just seeing it over and over again makes you faster. Like this year, I called so many more illegal holds and maneuvers. Saw it faster and just was like, nope, we're not doing that. No.
Nice. And you can see where progressions are going.
Exactly.
Like you can start to see, oh, this is heading this direction. I'm going to be
just
ready for, there it is. Boom.
Exactly. And your instinct is just so much stronger, which then just leads to your conviction of just calling the match. And
I know what I'm seeing and I know what I'm calling.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I love about going to the NCAAs is just like those guys are the pinnacle, right?
Yeah.
Right? They're there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, speaking of like you were talking about different perspective, do you think you watch wrestling different than you did as a wrestler or as a coach?
Yes. It's almost too much sometimes. Because I'll be watching the ref and not watching the wrestling. I'm like, wait.
What's his positioning like?
And then I'll be watching the wrestling and I'll be like, wait, but how did he call that? Not watching the ref out now. Because college, and that's what I've been really working on. College refs are really good about like staying a mile away.
Yeah.
But they're positioning on the looking for lock-ins.
Exactly.
You know.
And they're always really good about
camera.
that.
They're always pretty much out the camera.
So it's almost like you have to pick one.
Yeah.
You can't watch them both. They're too far away. So it's just been a great experience. And then just watching their conviction, like, man, they're just solid bricks, you know? Like, any coach yells at them, yeah, sit down.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out.
Coach's misconduct.
You don't faze me. Exactly. Like, and they did hit a lot of coaches for that at state and at regionals. We had hit one. But honestly, we always talk about it as refs, like, and you coaches, you get one free one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use it. Yeah, use that bad boy.
Might as well, if you have to, use it.
Just don't say anything afterwards, because then they can hit you for unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Or another coach's misconduct, and now you're taking a point.
Now you're gone.
No, you're just taking a point.
Oh, then the third one you're gone.
Then the third one, 2 points, and now your head coach.
Your head coach is gone.
Not you specifically.
Not us.
Right.
Not us.
Yep. You're gonna get torn up later by your head coach though, for sure.
You know.
I don't know how it was.
So you mentioned the kind of the toll that you have of like seeing the winner and the loser, or a call that a coach questioned you on, and you go back home and you're thinking about it in your head. Have you ever felt like after a weekend of you're like, oh, I had a bad weekend? Does it ever like linger on to the next duel or tournament? Just those thoughts? Is it ever like way heavy?
No, I think it's just like any kind of like mistake you have. It just pops up here and reminds you of your failures. Yeah.
And it's just one of those little needles.
It's like, just a needle.
Yeah.
I feel like after the tool and after my conversation with my buddies and how I did, and I think about it, and it's just like, you got hit in the leg, or in the arm, and it stings for a while, but it fades away, right? But then
time heals all wounds.
100%. It's beautiful. And also there's more problems on the horizon. And I just focus ahead. Focus, let's not make another mistake. That's more important than realizing what you did. And that goes for wrestlers too. So like one of the other questions is that, do we carry the losses just like wrestlers? Oh yeah, 100%. It burns. You want to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you're just not.
But I liked your statement of like, your call is going to make one person happy and one person upset. So it's like, even if you're perfect, there might still be an upset coach.
Exactly. I think the other thing is just like, and we all talk about it, we all know it, but just knowing that referees' mistakes are part of the game.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it is.
Human error.
100%.
Part of the game.
And the goal is for you to win so dominantly that you don't have to worry about those mistakes. Right. That's always
Leave
the
it
goal.
out of the ref's hands, right?
Yeah, dude, don't even
Right.
put it. You beat the butts off the guy so bad that you don't even have to worry about a bad call, a bad takedown, a bad reversal. It's whatever. I can afford you scoring 3 points. I mean, I'm up by 7. We're okay. And I think it goes even more because, like, the Major League Baseballs, they had a chance to make it all, AI. And the coaches and the owners voted against it.
Well, they have ABS now.
But
so you can challenge every single pitch.
You can, yeah, and that's all by AI too,
Yeah.
right? But there's still that element of the umpire.
Steven and I have been talking about, like, in our last podcast, we talked about the fight that baseball's having with
Right.
AI, because baseball could be called with AI.
Right.
100%.
Well, and also there's
and
like
quickly, right?
I was talking to one of our friends about like if they really tried to implement more of this crazy meme that I saw that they would be able to put sensors in the strips of your singlet that give a whole dynamic of the plate of your back, right?
So
the moment your back touches and the sensor gets it, the rings will light up red. The ref doesn't even have to call the pin. The mat calls the pin for you. And I'm talking to a friend about it, and that would change wrestling completely.
It would be unwatchable.
I
don't finish what you're saying.
Well, it would just change a lot. Like we would see so many more defensive pins.
Yep.
It would be crazy.
Yep.
Because now there's no defensive pins.
What about a scramble? Like, what do you do there? If you're
Exactly. You literally would have to. It would push freestyle into folk style so much more hard because now it's like I can't expose my back at all. At all.
Right.
Or I will because 2 seconds. People don't realize how fast that is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's quick. Yeah.
So quick, and people roll on their backs so much. And I'm talking to our buddy because he's a back wrestler, Yeah. Not anymore.
That's right.
He likes to wrestle on his back and roll all over it, man. Get you for the tilts. Oh, your shoulder was actually touching, and you just got pinned yourself. And he was kind of notorious for pinning himself already. Now with that whole thing, game over.
Game over.
Beep. Yeah. Yeah.
Beep. Off the whistle.
Oh my gosh. So I don't know. I think that would be crazy. So it just goes to show you, like, coaches, like, how thorough do you really want the reffing?
Right.
Because we can get crazy, And even just replays have changed the game.
Yeah.
I saw a match earlier in the season in college where they challenged the play, they challenged the match or whatever happened, and they thought it was a takedown. Oh, actually it came back that it's not a takedown, and you did an illegal lock hands. 1 point to your wrestler. And you lose that challenge. So it's like you actually just
that was the worst challenge ever, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did you guys know what I'm talking about? No.
I forgot which match it was.
I forgot who it was, but it was a Wyoming guy, the 97-pounder. Novak, yeah, and that happened to him.
Damn.
And it was brutal, and it's like, oh, when you watch the replay, you see it, and it's crazy. Ref didn't see it,
right?
Well,
or he saw it and just didn't want to call it.
Well, and so that's the other thing about replay that gets me with football, all of them, except baseball because it's so black and white. But when you watch something in slow motion, you sure see a hell of a lot more, right? And so that locked hands in slow motion looks like it was held for 2 seconds past reaction time, and it's really
when it's like
half a second,
yeah.
So it's like, what are we doing?
Well, and that's another thing. Like, if it's your wrestler who did that, don't call it. If it's your opponent. Your wrestler's opponent, you guys are like, I feel like coaches are like, call it. He touched his hands.
Absolutely.
Call that real quick. Oh, our wrestler, ref, he barely touched his hands. Come on, like,
it's
what
our
are
job.
you doing?
Fight for every point.
Holy moly! And I felt that, especially with like football, because I don't know, just this
as
one.
a coach for football.
Yeah, no, as a ref, because actually I'm refereeing for football now too. 'Cause I just love refereeing. I really do. It's a great time. And for football, it's like, football is crazy. I love wrestling, but like, man, those pads and just like helmets and just like 22 guys on the field, it's insane.
Yeah.
And only 4 refs, like, it's 22 of us out there.
A lot of moving parts.
Holy moly. And But one coach was just yelling at me, and I was like, Coach, that obviously was a false start. Like, it's the easiest call. And he's like, I know, I just have to put on a shirt for the players. I was like, Coach, can you not do that? Because you make me question myself.
Right. I don't like that.
And I have to then argue with you and be like, are you kidding me? Like, on this? I get it on pass interference, because pass interference, even in the NFL, we don't know what it is.
Joke.
Yeah, we don't know what pass interference. But then we do. We're like, and then so it.
And there's a reason you can't challenge pass interference, because
Right.
no one knows.
Exactly. which that's why it comes to this brutal truth, and that's why we have referees. No one knows. Make the call. What do you think? Pass interference. Oh, you made the wrong call, ref. And it's like,
well, they have to call it live, right? They don't get a second to think about it.
They don't. And
except some refs still hold the flag a little bit and like,
there
But
because you have to really process it, and you're processing
They like
everything.
run it back through their mind a couple of
intensity,
times.
will the crowd hate me? And I can't. I hate. It doesn't matter if the crowd hates me. The crowd does hate me. Let me just. But no, and even in wrestling, it's the same thing. It's like, was it a takedown? What was it a takedown? I think it was 3. It wasn't a takedown, ref.
Some people think that we still don't know what a takedown is.
Yeah.
Exactly, and we don't.
yeah.
Just like that match with PJ Duke.
Yeah.
Oh man, he had the takedown.
I don't know how he didn't have the takedown.
I don't know what else he had to do to give it.
So Robidou, when he took down Shane Van Ness, I think he had less of a takedown than PJ Duke had on Robidou in the semis. Or no, PJ Duke had on Robidou, but who beat Shane Van Ness?
I forgot
Vega.
his name.
No.
It's Fitness.
Aiden Valencia.
Valencia.
In overtime, his takedown was less of a takedown than Robidou.
I'd have to watch that takedown again, because I feel like that was
because
even more of a takedown.
Shane Van Ness had his ankle the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's why.
But they gave it to him because his hands were locked and Shane was on a hip and he had his ankle.
Same with Vega and
it was in overtime,
Mendes.
so once they called it, they ended it,
Yeah.
and there was no way for Shane to get out of it. And then you go to the heavyweight match where Youngar gets the takedown on Trumbull, but his leg slips out. Reaction time, and they don't give him the takedown.
Right.
And so it's like, wait, he had both ankles, but not long enough.
That's why it comes down to the simple fact that you're not the referee, and it's not your call.
Yeah.
And that's where people are like, no, it is my call. It is my... No, it's not. You're not the referee. You sit there and you get to enjoy whatever happens.
I sent Steve-O a post about that PJ Duke. There was like this whole review of that.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, because it was in overtime, they threw the brick, or they called the takedown, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they stopped the match because it's at the end of overtime. They challenge it, and it comes back not a takedown. They start back up, whatever. Now, if it wasn't in overtime, and they're not going to stop the match because it's not overtime, right?
Right.
He's going to keep that cradle locked.
And run
He's
it.
going to run it, get him to his back, maybe get some back points, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Or even just hold it longer, and now the ref's like, okay, you've held this...
It's definitely a takedown, right?
Yeah, you've held this for like, a solid 40 seconds.
So it was the bad call, the ref calling the takedown too early.
Yes.
So then when the challenge came in,
It ruined PJ Duke's
it ruined
chances
the
to go to
challenge.
the finals. But awesome that he still wrestled back for third.
Oh,
I love that part.
It was some coaching strategy on David Taylor too, because
It was a luck draw. He's like, might
because
as well.
the ref on the mat calls it, but the other officials or confirmers didn't confirm it as a takedown, and David Taylor had seen that.
threw the break right away.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like they
It
also
wasn't
just
confirmed.
throw the
Yeah,
brick
he,
just to...
He noticed it and took advantage of an open window, and it paid off. It got him a national champion.
That wasn't even the finals match.
Yeah.
Crazy. And dude, Robert did have just a phenomenal tournament.
He did.
Oh my gosh, he got
That's
it done.
freshman against freshman.
In the semis.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
And I will say, yeah, you sent me that thing. Obviously, there's some bias in that review.
Oh, there was,
Right.
for sure.
Mega bias, because it's like, it also stated
It went
You-
further than... Yeah.
you basically took away PJ Duke's opportunity to be a four-timer. I'm thinking Robidou has an opportunity to be a four-timer. Like, you didn't one of them was gonna lose. They both true freshmen. You know, you're not taking away
It was a
an
Penn State
opportunity.
fan.
Well, and
Right,
at the end of
totally. and then he goes into hard detail of like the cradle situation of
He would have pinned
he
him.
totally would have just kept running that, turn him to his back, and pinned him. Like you took away, like dude,
Took away 6
you're
points.
literally
from
wrestling
Penn
in,
State.
like a whole extra 40 seconds in your mind of what's gonna happen based
Right.
on this
But-
one little 2-minute or 2-second reaction time call.
It was some bias. At the same time, if he locked it, give it an extra 10. If Robin gets out, no takedown. Right, that's just where it's.
Well, and also PJ Duke, he still had a chance. I mean, they went into
he
the
did.
the
They
second
went up
overtime,
again.
and then he ended up losing in the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So
That is
it's
another thing.
brutal.
Like that's a good point because people do tend to forget like calls like that didn't determine the match.
it didn't.
It took away PJ Duke's win, let's say, but it didn't give Robidoo the win.
He
Robidoo still had to go
do
win
some
it.
crazy stuff after that.
Whereas there are other calls none are popping up to my head right away, but it does change.
It
the
did
rule.
tilt the scale
It's
quite a bit.
this call when it's like when the tiebreaker challenge was an escape or something like that.
Or
Where if they call it an escape, it's a win for this guy. If they don't call it an escape, it's a win for this guy.
right.
Like that kind of calls, like that ref is determining the winner.
Or
of that
like
match.
the freaking 125 pounder match when they called that stall.
Yeah,
That decided the whole match, and then
but
It was
again,
just
he still
freaking-
had minutes after that stall call
He
to
did.
go
to get it done.
to get it done. I mean that's
Yeah, they've been really using stalling as a solid tactic, which makes sense, you know. But that's why Mess and Break is awesome. Like that man never got hit for stalling.
he's not
And he uses stalling as a tactic the other way. He'll stall his guys out.
Yeah, like he did in his finals.
Right.
That guy got hit for like 3 stalling or 2
Right.
stallings
to
at
get
least.
his tech.
Oh, and that's just crazy. And that's why I wouldn't shake his hand either after that. You know, I'm just trying to get up, and you didn't even let me up, man. You're forcing me to get stalled out. When in reality, I was just getting dominated. And refs are not supposed to do
for
that.
the 9th time.
Refs, I know, that's heartbreaking.
And what was the closest match Mikey ever had to him? The closest match was 7 points out
Dang,
of the 9 that they wrestled.
Yeah.
it makes you wonder like
So
why
he
he
was a
didn't.
decision.
Yeah, there's one decision in
It
there.
makes you realize why he just
There's
didn't find
59
somewhere
seconds of
else.
writing time.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Dude, that poor guy. Like, yeah, Messenbrink is gonna be in his mind forever.
Yeah, he got one more year and he's gonna do it again.
Mikey has another year?
No, Messenbrink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Messenbrink looks unstoppable.
Yeah, and
He
he's
really
just
does.
Yeah.
he's literally just like
Unstoppable.
living the time of his life too. Like I've met him before and he's just nothing but sunshine.
He's
smiles.
enjoying life.
Oh my gosh. And why wouldn't you?
Right.
2-time national champion, 3-time finalist, only lost to one person his entire career. That was awesome. That was a national champion. Actually, wasn't he a 2-timer? Or a 3-timer?
That was when he won in a second. David
So
Carr.
yeah, David Carr, 2-time national champion.
I don't think that's his only loss though. I think Messenbrink.
That's his only loss.
Is it really?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, he's gone undefeated since then. And he was undefeated that
Well,
tournament.
in that match, we talked about this last time too.
Yeah.
He forgot that it was tied, or he thought it was tied, but he was losing by 1.
Yeah, I forgot about the writing time.
Yeah. Which is crazy. He's like, they actually got me for right. I think that's what's crazy. It blew his mind. I've never been ridden like that. Well, today you have. So.
Yeah.
It creeped over a minute. He's like, whoa.
And it's crazy to see
That's the
them
quickest
walking
minute
out
ever.
of the tournament because I swear that day I just watched the another replay of it, and you see them walking out, him and Kale, and he's just. It looks like he's just talking to him like as if he didn't win a national title. He's like, dang, I really thought I was tied, coach. I don't know what happened there. Oh well, we'll get it next year. Like I think he really is that guy. Like it did not really faze him.
That's the mentality.
That
You
is the
gotta get these
mentality.
kids to-
Yeah, that it's just another match and it doesn't. And then he came back and won it and had no problems.
Yeah.
So,
And he looks like he has fun doing it.
oh my gosh, and
Right.
it doesn't even burden him.
He
Yeah.
loves wrestling.
Which is like with like Bo Nickel, I feel like to this day that match in his freshman year still haunts him. I mean, why wouldn't it? But
Mount
brutal.
Martin
yeah. But then again, even then he came back stronger
and beat him.
and beat. Yeah.
Miles.
and beat that other guy his sophomore year when Miles didn't even make it to
Yeah.
the finals.
I
And
mean,
that guy
Bo-
was a stud, and he was also
Wasn't Bo a
defeated.
2-time Hodge winner?
Maybe.
Or
I
was
don't
David?
know.
Because like I know Kale's a 2-timer.
Kale's a
David-
3-timer.
No, he only won twice.
He won 3 times.
We'll fact
He
check.
tied it, right?
Right.
His sophomore year.
Yep.
With somebody.
Everything I read
Yeah.
it says 2-time. But
I
we'll,
just
we'll
looked.
fact check.
I just
you
looked
it
up the entire.
Kale
Dan
Sanderson.
No, I looked
Oh.
up everyone who's won the Dan Hodge Trophy.
Oh, that's cool.
Super cool.
But then Bo's won it twice. Zane Rutherford won it twice. There's only like a handful of multiple time.
No 4-timers.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's
Possible.
not possible. I'm never gonna say that. But
Yeah,
like
right.
Kale went undefeated and didn't win it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was talking to Steven about. I was like, what? He went undefeated. I should do more research on the heavyweight that beat him that year.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, beat him for the.
I mean,
Dan-
that goes back to my
Dan
question.
Hodge.
Like, what's
Right,
the
you don't hear those
criteria?
sentences. Who
Yeah.
beat Kale?
Yeah. What do you mean?
No, he hasn't lost. Oh, wait,
Oh.
he did lose
The Hodge Trophy.
the Hodge Trophy. It's a
Well,
tough
Kale-
thing to win.
Your question right there. Kale actually brought that up in an interview. Someone asked him about the upcoming votes. This is before Messer Rink won it, and Kale said exactly what you just said. We don't know what the criteria is. It's a committee of people who vote, and like, where's the accountability? I mean,
For the bracket setup, or
no,
for
who wins the Hodge?
oh
How do you
yeah,
determine who wins the Hodge?
I thought it was the coaches that all vote.
It's
Then
the-
what's the whole point system?
It's a committee, I guess, of 66, 4, 5,
it's just,
70, right?
70, yeah.
People.
but it's like
Or
I mean,
just
baseball.
71.
Baseball Hall of Fame is going through the same fucking issue. They have over 100 voters, and they're all writers, sports writers, and people just they vote, and people just don't vote people in because they don't want that person in. They have this internal bias, and if enough of those people, like Bill Belichick,
So popularity kind
yeah,
of thing.
why is Bill Belichick not a first
know.
ballot Hall of Famer?
I know.
He
That's
just didn't get
crazy.
the votes. Yeah, that's crazy.
But well, how does he not get the votes? He's a
Right.
he's a 6-time Super Bowl champ.
Right.
As a head coach, no coach is going to do that. No coach is around long enough to go to the Super Bowl that much and win it that much.
Right. Yeah, politics at its finest. But he'll get there. That's the other thing about politics. It's like, you didn't get it this year, but eventually it's
those
going to
people
happen.
Yeah.
come out and there's
Yeah.
people new.
No,
new
he'll
people
get
come
in.
Or
For
those
sure.
people will be
Yeah.
like, all right, we have to let Bill Belichick. Otherwise, we're going to have an uprising and we're going
Yeah.
to look stupid.
But see, something with the Hodge, you don't have that. You can't be like, oh, we'll give it to Kale next year.
Well, honestly, I feel like with the
You
Hodge
know.
Trophy, they've done a really good job. Like, I feel like Messenbrick totally deserved it.
I'm not saying he didn't.
I feel like Vega was a solid top contender.
He never got taken down.
That's crazy, and that's the whole point of like Dan Hodge.
It was
He-
the domination.
Well, he never got taken down his entire career, all 3 seasons.
The actual Dan Hodge.
Right, never got taken down, undefeated the entire time, and won
That is
obviously
pretty epic.
3
Yeah.
national titles. With never being taken down. Even Kale didn't do that.
Wow.
He got taken down a couple times.
Yeah.
Cormier took him down.
Yeah, but like literally, I feel like with Kale, it's so impressive. Probably could still count on my hands how many times he got taken down. So he's
Yeah.
still solid.
Through all 4 years.
I
And
mean,
that's why-
he's pretty good.
Yeah, right. And that's why it's always just like, oh man, Dan Hodge. I'm still confused. I want to do more research on like, the whole freshman thing, because they're like, we haven't had an undefeated freshman since 1947.
That's not true. Isaiah Martinez.
Who?
Isaiah Martinez was an undefeated freshman.
Was he really?
Mhm.
Well, that's what they kept popping off in the NCAA.
No, they were saying there's never been 2 freshman finalists or 2 freshman national champs
Since 1947. Okay, that makes more sense.
And that was
Thanks for
after
clearing that up.
Sergio and Rubido won.
Okay, then you speed it up, and like, why did Dan Hodge not wrestle his freshman year? At some point, they didn't
Dan
let
Gable
freshmen.
only wrestled 3.
Because they only had, that was the eligibility in
Yeah.
college back then.
Yeah.
Dan Gable's
There's
only
But then-
only
2-time.
3 year.
Okay, but then 1947, we had 2 freshmen though.
Well, no, the freshman is that sophomore year. So like Dan Gable, that's what I
Oh.
think it is. Like how, like when my dad was in high school, he went into high school in 10th grade.
So they're
not
saying
ninth grade.
it was technically their second year. They only get 3 years, but that still counts as their freshman year,
They only
even
get
though they're a
3 years.
sophomore.
Yeah, or maybe college wasn't. Hey, we can look at the Dream Team of 1947.
Oh yeah, right. That's crazy.
But yeah, that's what I think it is. Cause like Gable's only a 2-timer. Think of that. Dan Gable's only a 2-time national champ. David Taylor's a 2-time national champ.
He's not a 4-timer, so he was a 3-time state champion.
No, Dan Gable lost in the finals.
I thought he was a 3-timer.
No, he lost in the finals.
He's a 2-timer because there's only 3 years. He only got 3 years of eligibility because that's how colleges ran athletics back then.
Gotcha. And then when did they change that rule? Do you guys know?
He says it in his book. I'm not sure.
Like, pretty late.
Look it up on your little Google machine.
Not sure.
I know. I didn't know if I should do that during mid.
No, we're podcasting.
Podcast.
If you look at the super fancy podcast,
Yeah.
they got producers fucking ringing in.
They got one guy right there already on the computer telling us, and it goes over to him real quick just to let us know what it is. Maybe they pop up on the
They
screen.
fact check everything. You know?
That'd be so. That's you guys are headed there, dude. That'll be next.
I don't know. We need it. What's Joe Rogan's guy? Jamie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
When did they let D1 wrestlers
Yeah, I have a question.
wrestle as freshmen? I really want to know this because it's bothering me.
Did that audio recording work out?
Yeah, but I have terrible service here.
Okay.
So we'll get back to that. What's your question?
Well, we were talking about hard calls to make, right? What's the hardest call? I guess we already kind of talked about that, right? What's the hardest call to make? A takedown, right?
Yeah.
It's judgment calls.
Brutal.
Have you ever known of yourself to make that you made a wrong call but you realized it in real time? Or is those kind of times of reflection come post match?
Yeah. I've fixed it before I make the mistake, like a call like that. Like I see that it's about to be a wrong call and then I stop it and fix it. So is that?
Or is there a call that you got wrong?
And then later on, I'm like, dang, I totally got that wrong.
Yeah, I guess both scenarios. I guess the first one, obviously, then that's an easy. I got that. I'm gonna make the adjustment, set it right, make the right call now. Right?
Yeah. Like for coaches misconduct and then sportsmen, I've made wrong calls on that for sure.
Oh really?
Yeah, one coach was yelling at me, being super unsportsmanlike, but I hit him for I hit him for a warning of coach misconduct. But you can only do that when we're at the table.
Oh.
If you disrespect me anywhere else, it's automatically unsportsmanlike. If you disrespect me at the table, it's coach misconduct.
So if you want to disrespect ref, take him to a table to get that warning.
Unless
it's super bad.
Then he can still hit you for
slur.
unsportsmanlike. Yeah, then he could just go straight to unsportsmanlike.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have to hit you for coaches.
Noted.
Just because we're there.
Yeah.
So I've had to readjust that. Okay, cool. I've also had to readjust. I've done unsportsmanlike after a match, and I'd be like unsportsmanlike, and then I'd be like 1 point deducted and throw up a 1. You don't have to do that. Just unsportsmanlike. Then go to the table and be like, hey, send a nut to the head table to take a point off these guys. He took off his seat.
Yeah.
And those are
no
tough.
explanation needed.
Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike.
Yeah. And those are tough calls to make because it's like, oh man, he just took his singlet off the mat. It's like it's against the rules. You can't do that. So
that is a rule.
That's a rule I'm on my guys a lot about.
I feel like it also
you gotta rip them off.
Yeah.
The mat.
It flips too. If you lose a match and throw your headgear, oh boom, unsportsmanlike all day.
Right.
If you win a match, I've seen refs
toss it,
toss it or slam it yeah. And then they're like, he won.
But I've seen refs
and they don't hit him with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're supposed to hit him with it. To your point, they gotta still hit. Hey, don't be throwing your.
There's that consistency we're talking
exactly.
about.
Don't throw your headgear whether you win or lose.
What about if you underhand toss it to your coach?
Yeah, that's not unsportsmanlike, right?
So it's a spike.
Yeah, that's unsportsmanlike. Don't be spiking over here. It's really aggressive. Yeah.
Aggressive.
Stop doing that. Match is over.
Yeah, we get it.
You won.
Yeah.
You lost. Go find a corner and cry.
Get your hand raised and go.
There was a college wrestler who threw his ankle bands at the guy after he lost.
Yeah, who was that?
I don't want to get it wrong, but I can see it, the visual.
It was Taylor and Rubidoux.
Yeah.
Antrell threw it at Rubidoux.
Yeah.
But
and then he said something to him, and then they got into it. Oh, Taylor he got
assassinated by Mike Myers, baby.
Well, he just freaking showed his back to the mat And that is just, you can't do that in college because it's pretty much so hard to come back from.
Yeah.
You gotta expose his back now. And now that other wrestler's like, all I gotta do is just not get expose my back, and I pretty much got this
And
match.
I can stall for 5 stall calls.
I just got to ride him out.
Yeah, I'm so set. Oh man,
Dude, the 4-point back points is huge.
I feel like even crazier. And in that match, the 2-point back points is huge.
Yeah.
And I feel like as referees, we need to just be faster with that. And sometimes I feel like I'm really good.
Is it
1?
Is it a full second? Like, if someone were to take a stopwatch, you're supposed to be on the dot with a second?
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2. Well, there's 2. And I feel like it happens so quick, and I got so many coaches with that.
And when does the count start?
As soon as I'm in position.
No. Well, no, but is it past 90, past 45? What is the...
Yeah, 45, right?
So past 45?
Yep.
Now, if they're past 45 and you're not in position, the count doesn't start?
Correct.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
so
man.
you're saying if you want back points, throw the back points into his position.
What I say is we get AI in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Fuck it. What if you're a fat ass and can't get around?
Let's get those sensors in the singlet,
Dude,
okay?
that's why all college refs are just so fit.
Yeah, because they're hustling. They got to
getting there.
Be in position. Anticipate where the motion's going.
Yeah.
And be in position,
That's
ready
a
to
good
make
note.
the
I did
call.
not realize it was until you got in position.
Yep.
So if you took your sweet ass fucking time, that back point doesn't.
And then that's something I feel like you could give your ref crap about. Like, hey, man.
Be in position, man.
You gotta be. You're not in position. He's literally. You miss a bunch of back points.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get under a ref's skin real quick, and in a good way. He'll be like, yeah, right.
Sometimes the refs got some ego. Like, not trying to talk bad on the refs, but
no, yeah, you're right. And he'll be like, I got there. And you're like, no, you didn't.
Coach's misconduct.
Unfortunately,
we're
not at the table.
Well, let's go to the table. Let's go to the table.
Ref, can I? Where's the table that weekend?
Yeah.
Well, the match is over, so you don't have a table anymore. What would you like to say to me, sir?
Logan.
Oh, and then you're like, not
it's
to be
crazy
disrespectful.
how the situation just can turn on a dime, right? Literally from a second to a second. Same conversation, different scenario.
Yeah, right.
That's wrestling for you.
That's wrestling, dude.
Change on a dime.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
Hey, speaking of, we're kind of getting into some rule changes,
Ooh.
from your perspective.
I was gonna pull it up.
A, do you know what the rule changes are? Well, McLean's pulling it up, but there is news that there is new rule changes coming to NCAA's.
Did you hear about that?
I heard about the NCAA changes, but I haven't heard what they're going to be.
So my assumption is similar to the 3-point takedown, right? Like, it's inevitable that college rules trickle down to high school.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be 2, 3, 5, never. But the interesting thing about these rule changes are they're kind of big. Okay? So, confirmed this morning as of 2 days ago. So, singlets modifications. This one's interesting because, like, how singlets are styled. Mandatory. All programs will be required to add red or green identification bands on the arms and legs, similar to Freestyle's red and blue singlet system, to assist the scoring recognition and broadcast clarity.
Awesome. That is
really
awesome
you do
rule.
as a ref. You like that?
100%. I always wonder why in all refs, in all matches, especially in high school, especially varsity, why are we not having double bands?
The double bands I like.
They're doing it in NCAA, but every time I do it here, I get looked at like, stop it. We don't need to go. What do you mean? It's really easy for me to ref when there are bands on both ankles.
That's fair.
And coaches are like, come on, we don't.
But in high school, you get to kind of choose, like at tournaments, if you see a guy coming with a more green singlet, you get to be like, all right, you're green.
Yeah, 100%. And you can flip them back and forth.
Right.
But they don't do that, and they don't even care. Like, they do that in college, and they do the bands. We should give them this. We should do the same thing in high school. So I hope they do that in high school. That's crazy.
I think it just changes, like...
So on the singlet, it's got to show green or red
Yeah, like a
somewhere.
strip, which they just like
So
another
when
band.
you're
And he says on the arm and leg, so that means...
On the strap and on the band down here.
So that means each team's going to have 2 different singlets.
Yep.
Which is
Every
cool.
tournament.
Dude, that's going to screw up Iowa's singlet. And
they're simple.
And Penn State singlet.
What if Penn State just puts it on the band?
Oh, they would. That would actually be kind of cool.
Would it be
bit.
red?
It says
green.
arms and legs though, so maybe they will be rule conditioned. I think, like to your point, I think it messes up a lot of the style of the singlet
Yeah.
because there's not a lot of space up here. So what you're just gonna put like a nice red band on their shoulder?
I feel like that's fine. Come on, that's totally cool.
See, that's the ref's mentality right
Yeah.
there.
I mean, what are you
I want
trying?
the aura.
Yeah, you want to like look super snazzy and be perfectly color coordinated. Come on, it's wrestling. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. And honestly, it's just you don't even have to do. It could be slick too, just red
Or
on
it could
one.
be just a band like tape, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe like a nice big piece of tape so you can see
right.
it.
Like band, yeah.
But they could just do it here and here. Done. So it looks, you got weird, red and red, but like, come on. You still have your whole schematic in the middle.
The thing I agree with in this statement, I don't like the rule as a wrestler and coach and lover of the sport. But what I do like is the reasoning behind it. Scoring recognition and broadcast clarity. To get the people who don't know wrestling watching, they can fully see, oh, that guy's red, that guy's green.
Sorry.
Whereas like in football, they have their logos and stuff, and like singlets don't always have a logo, or so I do.
Almost just say a little bit more brutal, like
Just
full
full
on,
blue.
full red, full green, and then do your schematics in each of those. Have your logo there.
Everyone has a red and green tone to their logo.
Yeah,
That's extreme.
you're right. That is extreme.
That's extreme.
That doesn't add character and individuality. So we'll not
We're
do
not
that.
communists here.
We're not. This is a democracy. Let's talk about it.
All right, rule 2. Ready? This one is in my opinion, one of the craziest ones. Writing time eliminated. Writing time has officially been removed. It will be replaced by a quote-unquote control clock system aimed at rewarding sustained offense control rather than time accumulation.
Sustained offense control.
What the fuck does that mean?
That is going to be a problem. Because writing time was good. Okay, we've established the
It's a
takedown.
black and white. Yeah.
Because that's the hard.
seconds.
Start a time.
Start the time. Cool. There's no if. Okay, he got the escape. Because those are the two hardest parts. Was it a takedown? Was it an escape? Okay, that black and white
That
on
sets up writing time.
writing time.
Yep.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Now they're gonna add another element to it's the ref's discretion.
Think about it.
God.
If you read them all, it's all pointing to pushing folk style to international freestyle and Greco. With the shot clock, right? If a ref thinks you're being passive, they'll call you for passivity. If you get called again, you have 30 seconds to score, not shoot, to score, or else you get a point ticket, or they get a point.
Which is crazy.
So like if that comes into folk style, stalling is way bigger than it's ever been. You on top, like leg riding, like Jax, I know he's pretty aggressive with the arm trying to get his cradles and his tilts, but there's guys who ride legs and they're just wearing them out. But is the ref gonna say, hey, you're not?
Well, now you don't get awarded for staying on top
Yeah.
for 60 seconds
So
with
let's
that.
just get
So
up.
Which
you
I
might
was
see styles of riding, the way you ride, it will change.
Yeah. I can't turn you. We're up.
which is I feel like it's crazy because I feel like
Oh,
wrestling is
Give me
huge.
15 seconds to turn you. Oh, what's that like? Oh, it's freestyle.
Right.
Right. That's really.
So then
what
on
we're
bottom,
turning
what do I
into.
do? I just sit there for 15 fucking seconds.
Yep. So we're just gonna turn it into freestyle. I don't like that rule
I don't
at all.
like it.
No, me
That
either.
sucks.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Writing time was so cool because it was like, oh.
Was it kind of complicated for the unknowledgeable watchers? Sure. But you know what's way more confusing for unknowledgeable watchers is the shot clock. And if you're going to throw in this control clock, how do you think a kid who doesn't, who's trying to get into wrestling is watching NCAA and all of a sudden the clock comes up, control clock, and it's counting down or up or whatever the fuck this system's going to look like? What do you think he's going to think that is?
Well, and also, is there going to be a new signal for, okay, this wrestler is now in control, even though we're in neutral?
Right, but then to that
Right,
point.
and it says sustained offense.
Yeah.
So
I'm pushing you out of the mat.
right.
I'm beating you up all
But
around.
to your
I'm
point,
controlled.
the refs aren't in the video camera. They're always so far back. we never see the refs in the camera.
Plus,
so we're not how often
we
do you
don't
really
know how
see
that's
the
gonna get
3?
called.
You just see the points
Yeah.
come up. We have
Right.
no idea when it's going to get
Right.
called. It's just like freestyle. You don't look at the refs. You're watching the wrestling. We don't look at the refs. I know you said you watch refs sometimes, but like we're not looking at the refs, and all of a sudden a shot clock's on because you don't hear the refs. They're not mic'd up. You're not hearing passivities. If the commentators are good enough, they're giving you those cues. But man,
That doesn't make it
So
easier
this is
for the
for
audience,
sure. This
for
is
sure.
official. They're taking it away for sure.
This is from Obsessed Wrestler. They post. Well, it's from Matt Mayo, but I've been looking and it's pretty official. But NCAA has not posted. I think this is NCAA leaked it. This is my conspiracy theory in me.
And
NCAA
seeing what the feedback
what
is.
the reaction is.
Let's freak out on that one.
Get rid of writing time. No,
No,
do not do that.
What's the
let's
next one?
not do
The
that.
next one. This one Steven likes. Step out rule added.
So if you
Wrestlers
step
forced out of bounds
Yeah.
will now concede 1 point. This is expected to significantly change edge wrestling and mat awareness.
So yeah, I love that rule. Black and white. You literally got pushed
There's
out
a
of
line
this
right
one.
here. You stepped on the other
Well, it's
side.
almost like adding sumo wrestling to the whole and
Question.
just freestyle.
Top and bottom. So freestyle, if you're top and bottom and go out, it's not a step out.
Right.
So then when I'm neutral, me and Steven talked about this. If Steven's pushing me out and I drop to my knees and go out of bounds, in freestyle, wrestlers do it and such, they won't call it a step out because we're on our knees. So like, does that add gray area? As it is black and white when you're in neutral and we're pushing each other out, I agree that that's black and white. But if they add in something like that but if you're on your knees and step out, it's not, does that make your life harder as a ref?
So we're in neutral. You're pushing me out. Before we go out, I go to my knees.
We
and
both go to our knees in a scramble position, but we're still neutral, but you go out before I do. They would not call that in freestyle.
in freestyle, they wouldn't call it because you dropped to your knees right before you went out, or you dropped to your
We're
knees
both
outside of
on our knees.
outside
we
of the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes down to another judgment call, right?
Because if let's say I'm pushing you out and you shoot in on me, but
Yeah.
then I sprawl and drive you out,
Right.
they're not going to call that a step out.
But I feel like I don't know.
But I was the one pushing you out to get that point, but you were mat awareness. Instead of circling in, you shot in, and I just, pressured you back out. I don't know. Like, that's where that black and white...
Yeah, and that's where it just comes down to the the referee's discretion, right? If he feels like it was continuous action, then we were just wrestling. But if he feels like that wrestler did aggressively push you out, and you didn't do a move to like
Get
continue the wrestling, and you just got pushed out. All right, my discretion is 1 point. You got pushed out. So here we go again. What's a push out?
I like the rule.
Right.
I'm just worried about those
Right.
extra situations. Because, you see on the edge nowadays, right? A lot of kids are touching the outside of the mat to get the out of bounds. They're fleeing the mat by, if Steven's pushing me out, I'm switching my hips out of bounds, but I'm touching his ankle. So it's like, that's my attempt to go in, but I'm really fleeing the mat. And they're getting away with doing that stuff and not getting called for it. So if we put a step out rule in, I think we're going to see a lot of more of those
Well, and also,
techniques and drills of you're getting pushed out.
Well, and also you're going to see a lot of changing of they're not going to start the action of wrestling until they get to the side of the mat, right? Like, we've seen so much where it's literally just this push fest until we get to the edge, and then someone's going to hit a half shot, and we're just going to battle here and burn 30 seconds, and then we're going to start fresh again. Mm-hmm. Or you go top bottom, same thing. We run out and then we scramble to burn some clock and get some riding time on the edge till we got to go back up, right? So would be nice to see some change in that.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
that's a crazy one.
And then the last one is, I don't know what this one is, so we don't really have to talk about it, but mat design overhaul. NCAA competition mats will now include an outer protection area, freestyle style, Takedowns initiated inbounds will be allowed to continue through this zone. No more toe tap finishes or edge stalemates. So I don't know if you've noticed in raft they kind of have this. They have like stars on the outer. I also noticed the raft mats. They're bigger around the circles. They have more edge.
Yeah.
But in freestyle there's this zone.
That
So
yellow part, right?
Yeah. So it's
Something.
like you're not. If you're taking him down there, they're gonna let it finish through that whole zone. But it is out of bounds if you were to just step out. But it's kind of like a finishing zone, so you don't have to drag your toes in.
That's crazy that they're gonna make schools buy new mats.
Dude, NCAA has too much
They buy fresh mats for that tournament every year.
money.
Anyway.
Every year. Those are new mats.
They buy one new mat.
What? No, they buy
Brand
10
new
new
mats.
mats.
No, they don't. They
Yeah,
reuse that stuff.
No.
I talked to them.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And you're volunteering?
Last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But
You don't believe me?
they buy a brand new finals mat.
They do.
Yeah.
But this year was a weird one. They didn't have a cool logo on it. Yeah.
What was it? Was it just the NCAA logo?
Yeah, that's it.
I-
Nothing on the corner.
I prefer that logo. I think the belts they handed out.
That was
Were-
cool.
I think the
I thought
belts
those
are
were
cool.
awesome.
I thought the belts are cool. The
So
logo,
awesome.
being the wrestling national championship logo, looked like a fucking sticker. Just make it the NCAA circle with NCAA raised gold plated. You can make it out of aluminum and gold plate it to make it cheaper, whatever. But like, because that thing's gonna change every year. I want in 20 years we go look at Messon Brink's belt and it's the same belt that I want. Instead of just, I know it's more of a I'm a national champ versus I have the belt. Like I understand that. But like look at the Stanley Cup, look at the Lombardi Trophy, look at the World Series Cup. Like it's the same fucking trophy,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is what they want. We need a consistent, and this was the first year they did the belt.
So hopefully they'll just do the same belt next year.
With the decal, I mean, come on, just come up with
Yeah,
something.
he wants to redo the logo.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Anyway, that's just my opinion. But yeah, those are the new rules proposed that are officially confirmed. And this has reportedly been in discussion since after last year's championships, with multiple D1 coaches pushing for more international aligned style of wrestling. Which kind of shocks me. Because Steve and I were talking about this too earlier. Like, I love freestyle. I love the freedom you have when you're wrestling, the more scrambling, the exposure. But as a patriot, I want us to fight for folk style to be more international.
Right.
Because the mat wrestling is a huge part of wrestling.
Right.
Mentally, physically, and technique, dude. The technique down there.
There's so much technique.
So much that you're just
Right.
tossing out the window.
Yeah.
You know.
Tilts and all that cool stuff.
Tilts,
man.
wrist locks,
Yeah.
It's just,
Pinning combination.
yeah.
Where in
And
freestyle, it's just like,
gut wrench,
Yeah.
leg lace.
just don't even try to go for a pin. Just try to expose his back.
Yeah.
Where in wrestling, we're trying to
What's
go
more
for that
dominant?
pin.
Yeah.
What's more dominant, beating someone 10-0 and pinning someone,
Pinning them.
right?
Right.
Right. So hopefully they don't take away the freaking rule on the riding time, because that's gonna be rough. Then
That's what I was thinking,
we won't
too.
see pins then.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, the pins we see are all feet to back.
Yeah.
It's not going to be off of turns, hardly.
Right.
And we'll see probably less techs because no one's going to be like take down on them, unless they're taking them down to their back and getting 7-point moves.
Right.
Right? Because it only takes 3 of those. Insane.
But honestly, there's a lot of beasts out there. Like Messenbrink will still turn you, so he'll still get you on your back.
Yeah, I mean, it may change it to where it's now you're not riding for a minute. It's take him down. You've got work some top stuff a little bit, cut him, take him down again.
Yeah.
But hey, what's the craziest match you've reffed? You know, does one like stick out to you
Yeah, it was at regionals,
This year?
this
Yeah.
year?
the semifinals.
Semis.
Yeah, it was a lower weight. I think like 120s maybe. And it was just a crazy semifinals match. Apparently these guys had also bad blood, so they were just,
Chirping.
oh man, dude, I had to split them up twice.
Do you remember the schools? Just out of curiosity.
I don't.
That's right.
And they were in a battle that whole season. They wrestled like 4 matches, and this was the one to decide it.
At the
At
semis.
semis, yeah.
Ooh.
Match number 5, they were both 2-2.
This is state seeding criteria.
And the head ref is just talking me up before the match and telling me all about this.
Yeah.
Right before.
Telling you the whole story.
He's like, this one's gonna be crazy, and I was like, great.
Great.
And honestly, it's just weird. As a ref, I love reffing heavy guys.
Yeah.
And it's 100% because I was a heavy guy and I just wrestled all those guys, so I can just predict them way more. And hands down, they're just a lot slower, right? They don't score as many points. They don't have the technique arsenal that lower weights do,
Yeah.
which is crazy. And I always wonder, like, why that is, because, you know, they're the same weight. So, like, you know, you would think, all right, I have the same strength in my weight class. You have the same in your weight class. So I feel like there really is a disconnect there. At some point, your lower weights are really diving more deeper into, and maybe that's what it is. They're just diving deeper into technique because they need that. Rather, the big guys don't need the technique as much because they're just hitting them with a blast double and taking them straight to their back. Well, I don't need to know a tilt. I don't need to get to that point.
If it works, it works.
Exactly. So maybe that's what it is, and just throughout our career, that's where we're going because, man, I didn't really start doing tilts until I got to college. So
I mean, yeah, if you look at those college heavyweights, they're
doing it.
Yeah.
And then I think that there goes to my point right there is now and I dropped to 84s and now I kind of need some more tilts in my arsenal.
Right.
I need to be able to ride legs, and that's where I really learned to ride legs was in college. So yeah, that match was just crazy. Just tons of tilts. I mean, it was literally a bloodbath because the score was like 17-15.
Holy smokes.
They were literally getting after it,
They're
risking
just
it all.
with each other.
They just, guy got him on his back, then the other guy got him on his back. We're fighting off just backs and backs and backs and backs. They each went on their back at least twice.
no way.
And just fighting off their back, each of them getting ahead, getting up and one. It was just
Bet the crowd was
crazy.
going nuts.
Nuts. Coaches were going nuts because I'm just flinging up points.
3,
Oh my
4,
God.
2.
Dude, his fingers are hot after after that match. He's like, holy, gotta dunk in my knives,
Dude,
man.
at one
Holy
point-
smokes.
At one point, I guess I was throwing them up too fast and just being too jittery, so that the head ref is like, "Hey,
He's
down.
it's
There's
okay."
plenty of points to go around, all right?
So
Take
you
some time with
mentioned
it.
the head
Calm
ref
down.
like talking to you during. It's not during the match, right?
We stopped for like blood time, and he was like, "Hey,"
Oh, he took you aside. And he pepped you up. You
Yeah.
had to get a little.
he's like, "Hey, calm down. Like you're flinging around like they are. You don't have to do that."
Yeah, everyone goes to the corner. Even Trey goes to his corner.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, his ref's like wiping him down.
All right, dude. All right, you're doing good.
it's-
Ooh, you got
we're
some
going
blood,
into
you got
the
some blood,
second
you got some
period,
blood.
okay? Remember, it's the coin toss, okay? It's the
I'm telling you, like when I step
You got your
on,
brand. You got your bands on your wrist.
Good,
Okay.
good, all right.
when I step onto that mat,
Red, green.
when I step onto that mat, I swear it is the same feeling I had when I stepped onto that mat with a
Really?
singlet. Hands down.
Interesting.
It is hands
Those
down
pre-match
a
jitters,
battle.
huh?
It is intense. We got to do the right thing. We got to stay focused. We got to know our techniques. We got to know our craft. Same thing as a wrestler. It's
Right.
awesome.
Dude, I kind of like that because
So great.
as a coach, I wouldn't say every single match that we go coach, I have any sort of jitters. If they're big matches, for sure. But like you're saying, every match you're
Yeah.
out there. It's
I'm
like,
just, it takes, my soul's involved for sure.
That's
Every
cool.
match, man. And that's why sometimes I'm like, I envy you coaches because you just come over here,
Oh, my
sit down.
Yeah, relax.
Stretch.
Yeah, take the hat off. We're chilling,
Right.
talking, drinking a Coke.
Talk to your mat
Throwing
manager.
us in it.
Hey, you guys got this?
Yeah.
Good.
Looking
Hey,
at what's
you
going
filming?
on at the other mat.
You filming
Right.
this match? You
Yeah,
filming?
you got it? All right, cool. Hey, move out of it. Steven's coming. Tell your wrestler to get out of the chair. Sit there. You thought you were going to sit there? Nah, he's sitting there.
Hey, get off the mat.
Yeah.
Get off the
You
mat.
back up a little bit. Back up. And I'm over here just standing for like 4 hours straight, sweating.
Sweating bullets.
And then you call me to the corner. Was that a takedown? I just want to. What was your cues on that takedown?
The nerve, right?
I was like, oh, dude, sit down.
Speaking of the nerve, this guy calls for stalling for tying our shoes.
You literally. And dude, I talk about. Is there other moments where like you let things go and like, dude, I almost was like considering to let it go.
Why not?
And then
The guy had blow time. Why can't we fucking tie our shoe?
Because the other coach pointed it
I
out.
know,
Like,
well,
had he not done that, it probably wouldn't have been a thing. But he's like, hey, he's tying his shoe. And
he's tying his shoe, and
Yeah.
I look at McLean, and McLean's like,
We're like,
McLean's like,
Who
do it
was it?
to us.
Mike was trying. I was trying to hide because he was handling the blood time. I'm like, Mike, it was done.
You're like, yep. And I was like, and stalling.
But see, that's
But
kind
your
of
boy still won.
he did.
Got it done.
That's still crazy to me though. Just for a logic base, wrestler A got blood time. He's going to get cleaned up. Our guy's supposed to just stand there, and he can't fucking tie a shoe.
Right.
Well, and also
You know what I mean?
That's what's so brutal because I have heard other refs be like, I mean, it's blood time. You don't have to hit him for it.
But the one coach did say something.
Yeah, and
But-
so when he
but
calls it
the
out, that's
rules-
a straight up rule.
No, but the rule is you do have to hit. You can't
Really?
come prepared. Tie your shoe.
Yep.
His shoe was tied.
Yep.
The wrestling untied it.
Tie it better.
I know.
Put tape on it.
Yep.
I
Yep.
know.
And that's where it's brutal to just call those knick-knack. Because I get it. It's like,
But what about people's headgears, knee pads, all that shit that breaks, or someone's adjusting? Like,
Yeah, isn't that
why is
funny?
that not fucking stalling?
We got taken off by wrestling. My shoe came off by wrestling. But that's
Really?
brutal. Yeah.
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 Because that one's because to answer that, it's because it's actually written as a rule.
Mm.
That other stuff's not written as a rule. It has to be covered and that kind of stuff, but outside of it falling off or coming undone, there's no. But and it's because of the '90s and everyone made a whole stalling thing out of it.
Yeah.
So like, all right, we're gonna shut this whole thing down.
Tape
This
your
is how you
yeah.
do it with your shoes. And if it comes off, like someone could cut that thing off and throw it out there, and we're gonna hit you for stalling still.
I think the other point, too, is like...
We're still gonna hit
That's
you.
just how it's gonna
Not
be.
that he
bro.
brought scissors on us
Yeah.
now. We're hitting you with stalling.
I think the other point is like
to the
with
Right.
I can totally tie my shoe, double knot it.
it could still come undone.
But also, it's such a solid logic to that sound that this should not come undone.
Right.
Versus your headgear, one clip, totally different. And I think a safety precaution, we kind of want the headgear to be able to come undone if need be, like
For sure.
in a huge
So
like
you don't get choked. Or
exactly or more damage come to you. So the idea of like, okay, well we need to have like a double lock system to where it's fucking buckled on and you're not getting out of that. Probably not the safest idea. But honestly, maybe though. I don't know, because freaking football helmets are super solid.
Yeah.
They get like 4 buckles that you put on.
They have 2 on your side, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there could be something in that. I feel like in the 90s, if headgear became more of a problem, they would probably throw that in there too, man. Could you imagine stalling for your headgear coming off? That'd be
Or
brutal.
pulling your knee pad up or some shit in between.
Right. I feel like that's just readjusting yourself. Like, that's okay, right? Like,
Isn't
it just
tying
takes
your
you
shoe
1 sec.
readjusting?
That took more than 1 second. It took you at least 5 seconds. Now it's 10.
Let's just do Velcro. Just go to fucking straps. Not necessarily Velcro, but
Yeah.
or the like snowboard.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, that
The
would be
boas.
sick. The bows,
Yeah.
that'd be so cool. If they could make some kind of like
Soft.
cushion to it, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
They could do that.
Yeah.
They
And
totally
then
can.
just have a flap over it.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go
that'd
too.
Or do Kale version fucking 1.0, baby.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah. What's one rule you change tomorrow?
Can't say putting ride time back into college because that's not changed yet.
Right. No,
I'm just kidding.
I would honestly like to not change a rule, but add more bullet points to stalling.
Like more criteria.
100%.
Get out of here.
We all want it. That way we can just go through a level of things, right? So first thing I would like to do, just to make it easy, is we give warnings to everybody, right? So you get one push out, right, that I'm going to let go.
Like me pushing him out is a warning on him.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to be like, warning, push out. Okay? Then, so essentially I'm giving a double warning to stalling. That's what I want. One more stalling, one more warning call. And then it's aggressive. It's aggressive. So it's Because I feel like I like you got jitters in the first match. I want you to like get some mat awareness, you know? I feel like being able to use the edge of the mat and be out of bounds is like the coolest part about wrestling, right? So if you walk if you make it to the edge of the mat and you're just chilling there, right? And he's still in, but then once the offensive wrestler goes out of the mat himself and pushes you out, okay, we got warning, stalling. Does it again, warning, stalling again. Now, so every time you get pushed out of bounds, it's a warning, and we give you one extra one because it's going to be brutal. Now, every time after that, whether it's you're stalling or you get pushed out, it's a point to your opposing wrestler.
Do you go 1, 1, 2?
Yep, and then DQ'd. So essentially, we're just adding one more warning, so that way you can be pushed out twice, and then after that, you cannot be pushed out again.
What about, because I've always been confused, like, if Steven were to flee the mat, that doesn't go towards his stallings.
Now
that's just a straight point,
and it comes
right?
back to that other rule that you guys were talking about too. Like, if they really go for the whole you can't get pushed out of bounds, it really does take out fleeing the mat completely. Because now you're not fleeing the mat.
You got no reason.
Yeah. Now it's like, oh, because like that's what's so weird about fleeing the mat. It's like,
that's a good point.
It's like, okay, you were in a wrestling situation about to get scored on, so you jumped out of the mat. That's fleeing the mat. But if you're in a wrestling and you're neutral and you're not really getting scored on and you get pushed out of the mat, that's stalling.
No, it's a point for the step out rule.
For the step out rule, for sure.
But you're saying
in folk style, it's stalling. So now the fact that you can't even go out of the ring at all, we're cutting fleeing the mat completely out. Because now, whether you were fleeing the mat or you just left the circle,
the wrestler's getting rewarded for it anyway.
Exactly. No matter what.
Yeah. So
now
it takes that judgment call out, which is nice.
So nice. Because I hate that. Yeah. I hate the fleeing the mat because sometimes it's like, well, was that actional? Was it action? But I'm getting better about that too. It's just more experience.
Well, like when I see the guys touch the gym floor.
That's unsportsmanlike.
But they do it all the time. They did it in college. You watch it all day. They're reaching out and touching that non-mat surface to get
and
that
it sucks
called
though.
out of bounds.
It's unsportsmanlike, but it's also a judgment call. If the ref feels like he did it, like
they do it like you literally.
You can so see.
Yeah.
All of them are intentional. Everyone
knows.
And he
never got unsportsmanlike.
Not a single time.
One.
And that was in college.
NCAA, yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's where my argument comes. So if you notice, like the mat's a circle. Like obviously the mat's a circle, but the actual mat is a square. So the top and bottom and the sides are shorter. Like there's less area to wrestle. Where the corners you have more area, right?
Yeah.
They need to make the squares bigger.
100%.
So then people don't do that shit.
I feel like
they're doing.
Which in that rule.
Yeah,
making that extra space.
Which would be good. That'd be good. More space for wrestling, and then we don't even have to worry about this whole push out thing. Just make the mat gigantic.
Yeah, but then you have to worry about how do you put 10 mats in a fucking.
Then you just make the tournament smaller, please.
Or you make the tournament a week long.
A week long. Oh my god.
We talked about it on our last podcast. If you watched our videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch up.
Yeah, what if you did that? So like, just like the March Madness basketball brackets, right? It's essentially a 64-man bracket that they run through an entire month. But you run. You'd started out. We had two different options where you would have split up the weights, right? So even weights and odd weights, and you have your 25 or maybe your light guys and your heavy guys. I don't know, but
5 weights.
They wrestle just one round one day, and then your other odd weights they wrestle their first round the next day, and then on the third day, so everyone gets a day in between of rest and recuperating before they wrestle their next match. And then as far as the spectator goes, gives us enough time to like sit and watch all these matches.
All of them. You wouldn't miss a match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
because those
you
first,
can put them all
those
in
first
prime time.
3 rounds are tough to catch everything.
You can't.
Yeah.
The only thing we ran into is weigh-ins. And so like, do you weigh them in every day? Or do you do like 3 weigh-ins?
You have to. I would say you just weigh them that day they wrestle.
Right. So they would have 5 weigh-ins.
Yeah.
If they went weigh in one.
But they get a +1 each day.
But see, NCAA only goes up to +1.
They never do more than +1.
from what my research said. But like that, I think that's that being
But
our
having
hiccup.
a day in between wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah. And like that being the one hiccup we see as these wrestling spectators and coaches, I think that can be worked out. You know what I mean? Like look at, I know UFC, they weigh in the night before and they have all day to balloon up. But again, if you have to wrestle after you're ballooned up, that's on you, dude. Like if you can't make weight the third day. But no, imagine that if the NCAA tournament was 10 days long versus 3.
Yeah, I guess can't take work off for 10 days, so I don't
Well,
know.
for sure.
But that's the thing, is now that it's only, all the events are in the evening.
Right.
So it's
You don't
really
do
only
prime time.
a 3-hour event
Right, but if it's in another state.
each night.
Right. You're worried about going 100%.
For sure, but now it turns it into just like I said, so yeah, you couldn't see all of the wrestling at this point as an in-person spectator. You would pick, hey, I'm going to go see
Semis and finals or
the
something.
semis of the 25.
No, that's what's going to happen then. Everybody's going to miss all the other days, and they're only going to go to those
That's
last
not
ones.
true. Because all those kids who know their chances of All-American are slim, but they can win a couple matches, they're going to go to those.
Now you got to rent the space for 10 days, too.
That is probably a bigger hiccup. But same with basketball, right? They have four they have
What if
432.
they did them in different spots.
Basketball has a
Just like-
way bigger fan base, though, too.
But how can we? The whole reason we're talking about this is how can we make our fan base grow?
It's growing.
Though I know that, but when it comes to spectating, like people
Right.
who watch it at home, like we're saying, we can't sit and have Octomat on
Right.
for 5 hours and expect to catch all the good wrestling.
I think even with 10 days, you're still going to miss some wrestling, man. It's a lot of wrestling still. A lot
But
of
I'd
days.
catch a lot more than what I missed.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just argue that after the 3 days, you could spend the next 10 days watching the matches you missed.
Which I do.
Yeah, exactly. I see what you guys are throwing down. I just don't agree
You
with
don't
it.
think it could happen?
I mean, we've been to tournaments. We've been all to the NCAAs. We can all agree that bad boy is ran perfectly. It is so legit.
Yeah.
They do have it dialed in pretty well.
Dialed in. And even this year, dialed in. The year before, dialed in. I mean, and I've been to some crazy tournaments where they're not dialed in.
Oh, 100%.
So, like, and this is literally 10 times as big as any tournament I've been to, and they're just running it flawlessly.
Smooth as butter.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
I can't wait till they do the football stadium. They try to do the football stadium again.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to the one at Minneapolis.
I know.
Freaking COVID.
Dang it, dude.
Right.
That would have been sick.
That would have been cool.
Anyway.
That would have been cool. Been cool you guys would win this year, too.
We had a great time.
But in this house. Was
Yeah.
it this TV right here?
No, it's
It's a
upstairs.
small
It was
TV.
upstairs.
It's a
Yeah.
small TV.
No, you saw the setup. You didn't see our post. Do you
Uh,
even follow us?
I'm just kidding. I saw the post.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
I know.
I don't think he
I
does.
followed you guys. I watched it. It was really
Man.
cool. I really
I'm
felt
gonna
like
check if you follow us.
on Facebook.
Hey, by the way, if you guys haven't subscribed or follow us, make
that
sure to
button.
smash the subscribe
Hit
button,
that button.
hit the like button, comment,
Look at that camera, Steven.
hit the comment, subscribe. Now we're kind of getting close to wrapping up here, Trey, but I did want to ask this. Kind of, we as coaches, we talk a lot on here about how to grow our athletes. What makes a charactered wrestler, not just a good wrestler, but a charactered person, blah blah. So like from the referee or the official's perspective, what makes a respectable wrestler in your eyes? Like from your perspective, like what does that look like when you're out there? Can you see it immediately? How does it show up in actions? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for like a respectable wrestler, I feel like, obviously controlling your emotions. Better than that, directing your emotions to the match. And I see a lot of wrestlers do that, and I think that's super respectful. And just not quitting, not giving up. And I think the other thing is just like taking risks, taking your shot, putting yourself out there, getting good setups. that's pretty much it. I mean, as far as respect will go, and just like that whole idea, and rest perspective, we turn to you coaches ultimately on that. I mean, if he's getting out of hand, want you guys to step in. The problem that really sucks is when the coach is getting out of hand and the wrestlers getting out of hand. Yeah. And I've had a situation like that where the coach called me to the table, and he's like, hey, didn't you give that takedown? And before I could say anything, the wrestler is at the table too. He's like, ref, you gave me that takedown. And luckily the coach was like kind of unhinged. And all the reality is that the table just didn't score it.
Yeah, they just didn't click the button.
Exactly. And luckily the coach calmed down as soon as his wrestler came off the mat. Ooh. Because and this will lead my next point too, on just making a more respectful wrestler, is as soon as that happened, the coach was like, what are you doing? Get back on the mat. Yeah. Lost his mind on his wrestler and then came back. He's like, so yeah, about that. He didn't mean to come off the mat. He did not mean to come off the mat. I'm sorry about that. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I think they just didn't get the 3 points. And he's like, oh, okay. Perfect then. We're good. And then he's like talking to him. He's walking back to his chair and yelling at his wrestler. And he's like, don't leave the mat. He can penalize you for leaving the mat. Yeah. He looks at me. He's like, did you see that?
For this match, not a team point. Yeah, this is a fucking right now.
Right now. Yeah. And it was a close match and we're in the third too, so that's why tensions are high. And he just got the takedown to go up by freaking 1. So that's why the
What if you gave him the point?
And we're going overtime.
Deducted. Take it. Point green.
Yeah.
Going to OT.
Yeah, it would be a technical violation. Walking off the mat, 1 point green. And now we're going to overtime.
Oh my goodness.
What if you did that?
I didn't do it.
Would you have done it if the coach responded differently?
If the opposite coach would have been like, yo, you need to give him a
No.
point.
The coach that, when the wrestler came off.
Yeah, that wrestler's coach.
No. That totally changed the whole thing.
If he did not react and said, hey, sorry, don't,
Yeah. And also kind of lowered his demeanor because he's like, holy crap.
But if he kept that tension high.
We did just actually violate something.
Right.
I'm over here trying to make sure you get points, and you just literally gave the point to the other guy. I'm trying to do my job. You're not letting me do it. Like, this is the one thing I get to do.
You, dude.
I don't get to do really that much. I don't get to go on the mat. I get to go to the table. Can you let me do that?
Right.
You get to do both, but just not right now. You can stay on the mat.
Yeah.
But now that honestly haunts me. I should have freaking hit that guy. Should have done it.
Like I said, because the coach changed his demeanor and respected you.
Doesn't matter.
You should have hit him.
I should have hit him.
Because the rules rule, huh?
Rules of rule. Brutal.
And you can't be biased, right?
You can't be biased.
Yeah.
And that's why, just to make a more respectful wrestler, I honestly feel like you should force your kids to read it doesn't take long. It's only like 90 pages.
Read the rule book.
Read the whole rule book. Because then that kid would have realized, I can't leave the mat. And then you push them.
A lot of these kids can't read.
Oh, that's in high school. Can't read. Gotcha.
Everything's AI. I'm being facetious. But
I know. Just messing with
you. We're doing that with our kids.
And then have like a freaking 10-question test.
Dude, we should have Trey come to the camp.
Honestly, yeah.
I'll make the 10-question test.
Do it.
And then give that to him and see who passes.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
They're all gonna fail.
I'll give him a Walmart. I can give him a Walmart gift card.
What's your?
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
50 or $100.
Damn.
Seriously?
Whoever wins, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we can donate it to you.
That would be cool.
Dude, that would be really cool.
I just got qualified to do donations.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So, like, what... Because you're, not to, like, get too into the details, but you only work, like, 4 days a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only, but...
I'm about to go on 4 on 4 off, too.
Fuck yeah.
I only have to work half the year.
So you could definitely come on one of the classroom days, go over the rules.
Yeah, and I plan on going to the wrestling camp this year, too, so that'd be cool. The referee camp.
Oh, there's a camp?
Yeah, they pay for it.
Can you tell us a little more
4
about that?
days, you get to go to Adams State and sleep in one of their dorms for free.
And you bunk up with another ref.
Yep.
Sick. And they're going to Adams State, bro.
Yeah, and
that's where you and I became besties, baby.
Dang, maybe we should go to the ref camp, huh?
You guys should look into it because they send a team. They send teams there. So how cool would that be if we all went?
Well, what do they send the team there for?
It's a wrestling camp.
Yeah, it's probably the same camp, and then they do a refs camp at the same time.
Okay, this might just be deja vu or Mandela effect, but I kind of remember there being another camp while we were there. I don't know if it was the volleyball, soccer, or maybe it was the fucking refs. I was
Not sure.
oblivious back then.
You were what?
Oblivious
Oh, okay.
back then. Where we
Yeah,
became
dude,
best
that'd be
friends.
cool. Let's talk more about that.
Yeah, that'd be super
Yeah.
sick. And just get more mat time, which is also crazy. How do you become a better wrestler? More mat time.
Mat time.
How do you become a better ref? More
Mat
mat
time.
time. It's just awesome. And that's why I kind of go to the NCAAs every year. I also want to plan a trip to Penn State.
I'd love that too.
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
go watch.
Amazing.
I want to go watch Oklahoma State duel too.
Oh my God.
As
When we
well.
watching Oklahoma versus Penn State in Penn State, that'd be sick.
That would be cool.
And then we rage super hard that night.
If that duel happens, let's figure it out.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
Dude, that would be such a brutal trip because you're literally going to just see one duel. You still have to pay at least a $300 flight,
More
one
than that,
Airbnb.
but
So
more
it's a quick trip,
but
but
you
it
have
would
to get a
still be
rental
like
car. You have to get a rental
$600,
car.
and you have to get a
Closest-
rental car.
The closest airport, like Pittsburgh.
That's
and then you have to
crazy.
drive like
Guess
3
what?
hours.
Yeah.
3 hours?
State
State
college.
college. It's
There's
in the
not a
middle.
freaking. There's not an
It's in
It's in the
airport.
middle of the
Nowhere.
state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? How is it such a dominant school?
Dude, it's
And it's literally in the
it's
middle
like
of nowhere.
Podunk.
It doesn't even have a
Pennsylvania.
freaking airport.
No.
It's a tiny town. Kind of.
And
It's
yeah,
like,
state
did you-
college.
Did you ever go to Madison, Wisconsin?
No.
So Madison, Wisconsin is a tiny ass town for a college town, but they have an airport. But that airport is tiny. We flew out of Milwaukee,
Mm-hmm.
and Milwaukee's like an hour, but Penn State's even smaller, where it's a 3-hour drive to State College.
Word.
But we could fly into
Crazy.
Philly, pick up Bush, and then drive.
That
back.
would be even worse. Wouldn't that be a longer drive?
No, Pittsburgh and Philly are basically opposite ends of Pennsylvania. So like it might be a longer drive, but we don't have to rent a car.
Mm.
If we're gonna talk
Insane.
logistics.
That would be so sick.
Yeah, we're circling.
We got to do that. That's why I just wish I was like filthy rich
Do you
and I
wanna
didn't
ask
have to
that
have a
last
job.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just go to all the duels the whole season.
We're gonna get there.
Actually, though, I talked to
Hopefully, Coach's Journal gets us. We can just pay because we're
right.
doing media.
I talked to a guy. I actually have everything set up to. I'm gonna register to be a college official this year.
No way.
Because I was telling GB,
So how's that?
I was telling
give me
Steven
that.
about it. Like, the politics are crazy in high school. They're just as crazy in college.
For sure.
It's all about tenure. It's all about time served. It's all about getting noticed. It's all about mat time. So I was like, if I really want to get to the NCAAs, I need to start now. So I'm gonna just kind of keep them both.
So when you
going.
register, how does that work? Do they say, all right, we'll give you 2 duels in Colorado or something?
Yeah, good question. I don't know how it's gonna work. I'm actually.
This is just the infant stage. You're
Yeah.
finding it out now.
I think that's why I was really waiting for my son to kind of graduate, and then that way I can really devote more time. And I would love to like go crazy and get like a camper and like bring the wife with me, and like we can just post out because they don't pay for your hotels.
College doesn't?
No, but they'll give you definitely some money to like gas
Stipends,
and
yeah.
to get there, and it's definitely more than obviously you get as a high school coach. But you're just driving everywhere, and that's why it's kind of brutal because I feel like, man, those East Coast guys, those college codes over there, they definitely are a lot closer to a lot more college.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Out here, where are you going?
exactly, and that's why it's gonna be tough. But I was like, man, they have cool tournaments in Nebraska. They have, man, I wish they did the Cowboy Open still because then that would have been a cool tournament.
So then,
Should've told that
when
to
you
Branch, I
register
saw
as
him.
a
You've got that, but you remember, dude, you've got JUCO, you've got
D2.
D2
well,
stuff,
JUCO's
and all the duels.
Yeah,
is JUCO
So-
considered a different conference? Because like, what did you register? Did you register for NCAA?
I did. Yeah, it's gonna be NCAA's. I haven't registered yet.
Okay.
But no, it's all different registrations too.
Right, because JUCO, from what I heard from
Yeah.
UK, was
Even
it's-
from
it's
D1
not then, it's like
Even
correct,
from
yeah.
D2 to D3.
Yeah. Same as NII.
D2 to D3 is different.
Yeah, well, at least that's how they have it on their thing. I don't know how it all works, but like to do D1, you have to pay $250 to register,
Okay,
and then D2, D3 is like $150.
interesting.
Very. So it's like,
So what are you gonna
do I
register
if
for?
I want to do all 3, I literally have to register all 3, pay all of that,
Yeah.
or can I just do the top one? And that's why that's more expensive because you're like, hey, you get to do the top one and you get to do the other 2 if you pay this price. But if you only want to do D3, you can just pay that price.
That's interesting. Because I mean,
So that's one thing I have to talk to this ref about. I'm supposed to call him next week sometime and just chit chat because I totally was at the NCAA's and talked to some
Nice.
refs.
Got
Nice,
some
dude.
inside scoop.
Inside scoops. I didn't get the inside scoop on the table help and how to join that club, because that'd be awesome too. You just sit
Table
on
help
the
would be
table.
sweet, but like, I want to be with my boys too. Like if I was there, I would have a good time watching wrestling. Do not get me wrong, like what you guys did a couple years ago. But just to sit in one table would just kind of, I don't know.
It'd be awesome.
I think it would. I think it would.
It'd be awesome because like even
Just
as
to
a,
experience it,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
You know, just
But
to
every
work it.
year,
Yeah, every year, all tournament, no. But
No,
to
for
get
sure.
out there.
That's why I was being like more of a spectator this year was great. Buying some tickets, especially when you get there and the ticket's only $10.
that
beat
was
that.
cool. That's cool.
Can't beat that.
Well, we've kind of got through a lot, but I want to wrap up with one last question, Trey. If every wrestler, coach, or fan could understand one thing about referees, what would it be?
One thing that is it's our job to keep the wrestlers safe, right? And it's our job to declare a winner, essentially, and make sure it's right. And I just want people to understand that I feel like refs go out there wanting to make sure that the best wrestler wins. And whatever happens, in their judgment, the best wrestler won. We just got to respect that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's tough calls out there, split-second decisions, and that's what we get paid to do, you know? So I just wish people would just understand that a little bit better, you know? That it's hard out there, and that you guys got to just, you know, suck it up and make your wrestlers better so that we don't have to make it so close.
Well said. Well said. 100%, dude.
That's the best.
Well, I want to thank you for joining Coach's Journal podcast again.
Yeah, it was fun. You guys are awesome.
And
You're awesome.
we'll definitely hope to have you back again in the future.
Yep.
And
Episode 66.
yeah. Smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, tell us what you think.
Comment what you thought of Trey
Yep.
and his insights.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace out.
Peace.